Jacobs versus Bembe, the main event, the fight for the Bantamweight title, the title that King Shaka gave up through injury. King Shaka, once again, we wish you speed. We hope to see you back in the Hex or back fighting wherever it is you want to fight. But this fight lived up to the billing. This fight between the troublemaker, Faeez Jacobs, and Vince Blitz Bembe lived up to the billing. It went all the way to the fourth round, which ended up in a finish for the troublemaker in the fourth round. So congrats to him. He is now the EFC Bantamweight champion for the second time, two-time Bantamweight champion of the EFC. And I think the one thing in this fight is I think Faeez outclassed Vince in this fight. I don't know how ready Vince was. If he wasn't ready, he looked ready at the weigh-ins. I don't know if the weight cut affected him, but he didn't seem as sharp, or Faeez was just a lot more prepared, because Faeez was definitely the better fighter on the night, and he did deserve the win. We know Vince Bembe. We know he will be back stronger. We know he will take on the next challenge, because he will always also fight anyone. But Faeez Jacobs showed the class of a double champion, the class of a former champion, the class of a champion who has fought in promotions overseas, numerous promotions. He has the experience. He showed the composure. We thought he would have come out in the first round throwing strikes, trying to take Bembe, trying to knock out Bembe, but he didn't do that. They basically spent the first round feeling each other out. Seemed kind of boring, but once we got into the second round, once they started going at each other, that's when the fight got interesting. That's when you could see how clinical the strikes were. That's when you could see where the training had been for each fighter. And they gave us a great fight. Definitely, they did also get fight of the night for this fight. Faeez Jacobs got fight of the night. So big ups to them, definitely on a great fight, great title fight, a fight worth watching for the Bantamweight champion. And we hope that whoever Faeez goes up against next can give him a real challenge, because we know what Faeez wants next is to go to the UFC. When he hopped onto the Hex, onto the top of the Hex after his victory, what he was screaming was UFC. He hopped the cage to the top. There he is, UFC. And that's what he wants next. So we hope to see Faeez hopefully in the Hex defending his title before he makes a big move to a promotion like the UFC, or let's say Brave, or whichever promotion that he wants to go to.